Welcome back. You're still watching Morning Live on SABC 2. It's time for the second edition of the Art Bulletin for the weekend. And just like yesterday's, this one is not coming from the studio. Here's Tumi Sedumedi with the latest art stories. It's time for the Art Bulletin.
Welcome to it. This is the Art Bulletin on this our second day at the Creative Council's Johannesburg base here in Melrose. My name is Tumi Sedumedi, and if you don't know it by now, we really do appreciate your staying with us. The Guardian newspaper described it as a fast, witty and intelligent production. That's Shakespeare's searing tragedy of political manipulation and revenge titled Coriolanus. It will be opened by Cinema Nouveau later this month.
I think that Tom Hiddleston takes the main role here, and I'm sure a lot of people know him as Loki in the Avengers. So I think that's a great draw card for this play. And as well as the fact that it's been broadcast from the Donmar warehouse in Leicester Square in the West End in London, which makes it a bit of a different production. I think it's amazing that such world-class productions are brought firstly to local screens. Secondly, it's a great intimate sort of environment that's affordable to most people, and I think that's a big draw card.
A time in South Africa where the line between the rich and the poor is broader. This is portrayed in a theatrical performance titled "And the Girls in the Sunday Dresses," which is on at the Soweto Theatre until today.
Tell us, what is this play about?
And the Girls in the Sunday Dresses is about two women who meet in a queue, trying to purchase rice when prices have gone up, and they wait for days, and obviously service delivery is slow, and basically Prof. Zeksimda touched on those issues of would you wait if you don't get what you want, and what do you do, so it raises issues that we can relate to in this current time.
What have you done differently in this production as you've directed it before in 2012?
Firstly, I had a very short time to put it together, and having a new cast already brings forth a new energy, and you allow them to explore it differently. So it's definitely different from new casting and exploring different things. So we've tried to make it different as best as we could with the time.
As a Standard Bank Young Artist of the Year for Theatre 2012, how does it feel for you to be working with Zeksimda after receiving this title?
I think with Zeksimda, I connected with him from a young age, and I started emailing him and just telling him on my interest in his work, and asked for an opportunity to look at his work in a more current time and seeing, how me as a young director would relate to it. So it's always an honor to work with the South African legend who's done so much, and he's so helpful in just sharing advice and really supporting the process of the work. So it was an honor to work with him before and after, and I hope to continue working with him.
What are the main elements of this play?
Main elements is, especially in our current election process, it's so important for people to stand up for their rights, to know when they're being violated, to demand things that they need to get, This show just touches on rice, that people are waiting for rice, and you don't get that, which is a basic need, and Zex used that to send his message across that even if it's the smallest thing, you need to stand up for your rights and make sure that what is promised to you is delivered.
And then finish it. And then I'll be saved. And then I will for the Lord.
Photographer Muntu Vilagazi expresses the rise of the black middle class in his latest exhibition titled The Politics of Bling. The exhibition looks into the lifestyle of people in the East Rand to celebrate 20 years of South Africa's democracy. The exhibition is on at Gutha on Main in the Mabuning Precinct until the 16th of March.
The exhibition Politics of Bling, it's a story of young people in the East Rand, mainly Katlehong, Vosloorus and Kwatema. Some people view it as a celebratory story. It's a body of work that I started photographing 5 years ago. How it came about to show this work, I sat down and thought, look, we are about to celebrate 20th anniversary of a democratic South Africa. And this body of work is it's work that shows the youth in a previously, and to an extent still disadvantaged community, but that celebrates the youth that has access to opportunity, and And you can see it in the way they dress, you can see in the cars they drive, you can see in the alcohol they drink. I mean, you've got people celebrate opportunity in different ways. You know.
Longtime comedian Casper de Vries has decided to take a break from tickling his fans just to focus on his long-term hobby of painting. And we're not talking home decor and walls here. We're talking about his first solo exhibition, which opened on Thursday night at Empress Palace, a venue he's been doing stand-up gigs at for over 10 years.
I love the link between the observation that he has of people and how it translates to the canvas. As a new artist, I think the best advice I can give anyone is to kill yourself, because it makes your paintings really expensive because they're limited. But obviously it's not so great for if you've got, like, you want to go somewhere or you've got plans with your life. I couldn't really, I think Casper's a better painter than I am, so I don't know if I'd give him any advice. He actually paints things and then I know what they are, like immediately, hey, there's Kent, or I can see. And I think what Casper's paintings do is that they prove that so wrong. You don't have to be hilarious all the time, you have quiet moments. And what I think the paintings captures is quiet moments. And the quiet moments are what make the observation that ends up as really funny comedy. Those moments are so important in great comedy, and now he's documented them, and that's what I like.
Wits music lecturer, composer and bassist Carlo Mubeli will launch his latest album titled Stories, which he recorded in Basel, Switzerland last September. He launched it with a performance at the Wits Great Hall tonight, featuring Kesivan Naidoo on drums, Carl Shepard on piano and Buso Khoza on voice. Stories, which was recorded over 2 days last September in Basel, Switzerland, comprises of 15 tracks. The music from Stories is filled with unrehearsed compositions of acoustic and electronic and traditional Zulu sounds. This live sound with vintage microphones that date back to the 1940s is what this album is brewed from. Musical virtuoso Carlo Mubeli, pianist Carl Shepard, drummer Kesivan Naidoo and traditional Zulu singer Buso Khoza all came together to form this meticulous live album that is being launched tonight at the Wits Great Hall. Mubeli was in a band with one of South Africa's most important guitarists, Johnny Fourie, in the 90s. This band performed 6 nights a week for 6 months in a club in Johannesburg, and this is how Mubeli received his musical merit. Sweet Charity, Dance Spectrum and Freedom Songs are just some of the productions that will headline this year's leg of the National School of the Arts Festival of Fame. The NSA learners will showcase their creative skills in the disciplines of music, drama, dance and fine art in the 5-day-long festival, which kicks off on the 26th of this month.
Well, this is Festival of Fame 2014. We have more productions in terms that are main, and we're working with more professionals, and there is a bigger budget in terms. We have Sweet Charity, we have Bald Prima Donna, we have Songs of Freedom, we have the Dance Spectrum, and all these shows we have connected to the Joburg Theatre, and so now we are more linked to the Joburg Theatre and we're working hand in hand. So I think that's what's more different. We have a more broader stage and a more professional stage. All bookings, go to joburgtheatre.com. You'll get all the local listings in terms of how much it is, into which seat, and all these local listings. And if you want to know about all the shows, go into festivalofFame.coza, the website, and it'll tell you all the shows that are going to be on during Festival of Fame. And I invite all people to come because it's going to be great, promise you.
If socializing with fine artists and art collectors over a glass of wine and a slice of pizza doesn't sound like a bad idea to you, you should make time to join Assemblage Studios on Wednesday evening for their New Year's art sale. They'll also open Endpoint, a group exhibition by 5 of their bursary artists.
We invite the public into the studio space to come and chat to artists and see their working process and find out more about how they work and the current projects they're involved with. We also have an exhibition at 2x2 Art Studio, which is just downstairs from us, and that features 5 artists that received bursaries for the last year from the African Arts Trust. So they received bursaries to be in the assemblage studios for the last year, and to culminate their bursary period, they are having an exhibition. So it's a double bill on the night. But the open studios is all 22 artists that are part of the studio, and then on the exhibition endpoint, Ross Passmore, Zweleta Makepa, Gina Fanzel de Oliveira, Bongani Njalo, and Pumlani Natuli. Quite literally, it's just the end point of their bursary period and a culmination of the work that they have done over the last year.
And that's all we have time for in this edition of the Art Bulletin, coming to you from the Creative Council out in Melrose, Johannesburg. Do check them out by visiting www.creativecouncil.co.za. Please note that that's council with an S-E-L. If you'd like to interact with me about your creative side, do find Tumi Sedumedi on Twitter, Facebook or Instagram. We on the other side are available at the Art Bulletin at sabc.co.za by email. Follow us on Facebook or Twitter. And until next time, it's a goodbye from us.